Okay, now welcome back. So let's get into the content of this video series. So I'm going to start off by showing you an actual virtual reality headset. Now you can see that basically what you can do is you put this on over your head, and I'm not going to do it right now, but inside it basically covers the entirety of your eyes. And then out the back you have your audio. So what happens is it completely takes away all of your field of vision, like so. Now this is the HTC Vive, which is actually the best headset on the market. And what it does is when you put this headset on, it completely transports you into a different world. Your eyesight is immersed in whatever is in this headset, whatever you're viewing through that, as well as the audio around it. And what's cool about the HTC Vive is that it actually has sensors that tracks your motion. So as you walk around, as you turn your head, you see whatever is in that world, just like you're on a completely different planet. It truly replicates reality. And that's of course why it's called virtual reality. Now it truly does trick your brain into actually believing that you're there. So there's simulations where you're hanging off the end of a building and people actually get afraid. They think, my God, I'm going to fall off the end of this building. It's very, very cool. Now because your brain thinks that you're in this new world, the sky is the limit in terms of what can be programmed in this new world. So any simulation, any environment, and not just for the user, but if you wanted to communicate with somebody else who's wearing this exact same headset, you can communicate with them. You can play games with them. You can share a simulation with them. The sky is absolutely the limit in terms of what you can do because anything is programmable. And when anything is programmable, there's just so much you can do. So we want to talk in this video about all the potential of virtual reality. Why is this the next great medium and why are we so excited about it? Let's go into the slides. Okay, so why is virtual reality going to be as big as we think it's going to be? Let's go into a few of the biggest reasons we see. So the first is that it's 360 degrees of activity. So why is that important? Basically what it means is that the digital world isn't constrained by the size of the screen that you're holding, whether it's a TV, a computer, or a mobile device. You're in the simulation and it's all around you. And that's a really amazing concept and a really amazing experience for anyone who tries it. Another good reason is that any simulation or experience can actually be developed, as we just said. And I truly do mean anything. Some things like playing a game or seeing a video are possible today, but they're enhanced. But beyond that, there are things that are not even possible in the real world. You can time travel in the simulation. You could go underwater. You can transport to other parts of the world in a matter of seconds. And since your brain sees it all around you, you really truly believe that that's what the case is. Any simulation you can dream of is possible in the VR world. The next reason is that it tracks your movement. So that would include walking, your hands, your legs, any sort of body movement that you have. So again, this is another advantage over any digital experience that we have today when you're just staring at a screen. Now you can actually interact with everything that you see within that digital world. The next reason is that you can actually merge it into a mixed reality. Now, a lot of people might not desire putting a headset on and then going into this new world, but we predict it's going to start to merge into a mixed reality where the virtual world intersects with the physical world that you can see in front of you. So that only increases the ways that you can use it, and they call this augmented reality. You're not stuck in a fantasy world, but you're augmenting the existing real world for the better. Both virtual as well as augmented reality have great potential for amazing things, and we think that eventually they'll merge into a single headset, and what that headset will look like is basically the sunglasses on the screen, or any sunglasses that you have. It'll be comfortable, and it'll be really easy for the average person to use. The next reason is that you can communicate within the simulation itself. And we're not just talking about writing text like you can do on, say, your mobile phone. You can talk. You can use body language and gestures. You can do social activities, like for example, you can go dancing, or you can play a game with another person. Virtual reality will eventually become an incredibly social medium, and it'll blow your mobile phone and your social media accounts way out of the water. It'll redefine how we think about communication in general. The final big reason is that eventually it's going to involve all of your senses. So we already talked about what you can see, how your brain feels about this new world, and then of course the fact that you can hear things within it as well. Now engineers are working on even more. They're trying to enhance how you can move around in the virtual world so that it really simulates moving around. They're adding accessories and sensors within your body, and some are actually truly working on trying to incorporate smell into it. Now, when we say you're pretty much transporting yourself to a new world, we truly do mean it. You really are almost like going to another planet. Now, virtual reality is going to change absolutely everything. It's going to start with digital entertainment, and it's already starting to do that. So things like gaming, cinema, TV, and live events. All of these things will be virtual reality capable, and in my opinion, it's going to be primarily designed with VR in mind sometime into the future. It's going to change social interaction. So it will change social interaction where you can be anywhere in the world with anyone and you communicate however you choose. It's going to change how we work, where you won't necessarily need a physical office location, and you can do many jobs primarily within the virtual space. It's going to change every industry, just like the PC and internet changed how we sell, how we communicate, how we do research and get information, so will VR. Every industry and every business is eventually going to need to adapt to that. It's going to change education and learning and training. This is going to be our transition out of the classroom with textbooks, lecturing, and exams. Learning and training will be an immersive exercise where you can experience the very subjects that you're learning about. And we're not just talking about childhood education. We're not just talking about higher learning like universities. We're talking about your job training, how you learn to do a new skill like play the guitar or maybe do yoga or anything like that. Every aspect of training and education and learning is going to be changed by VR. And then finally, lifestyles and hobbies. So the entertainment potential is absolutely massive. When you can simulate anything, you can imagine that lifestyles themselves are going to change very drastically. Virtual reality is going to change everything. And that's why it's so important, no matter who you are, if you're an individual, if you're someone learning about the subject, if you're a business, you really need to pay attention to this new emerging technology. It's going to change your life, and now is the time to prepare. And we're going to go through a lot of these subjects on how you can do exactly that in the next couple of videos. So let's go into it.